We're back, and you are watching CNBC's Squawk on the Street. We're live from the New York Stock Exchange, where the tempo behind me is picking up. People really enthused about getting the 2007 trading year off to a start after a one-day delay, of course, for the funeral of former President Ford. There goes the opening bell. The futures are pointing significantly higher. We should pop 30 points or so on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The opening bells. Let me get out my cheaters here so I can tell you who's doing the honors. At the big board, Spectre Energy, tickers SE, recent spinoff from Duke Energy. NASDAQ, believe it or not, it's the boys from Fast Money, and we'll be talking to them in just a few minutes. Our market reporters are standing by at all the markets. Let's start with Melissa Lee down here on the floor with me. Melissa.
Hi there, Mark, and we were expecting a higher open. Right now, the Dow is down by just about 7 points, but keep in mind, this is the first time that the markets have been closed for 4 consecutive days, longest streak since 9/11. We are expecting eventually the markets to turn higher if the futures really pan out. Let's talk about Lennar. That's the crowd standing just behind me. Lennar saying that it will miss estimates for the fourth quarter. That news came out yesterday, but of course, the stock reacting to the news today. It indicated to open 51 to 52.50 last trade, 52.46, so it looks like it could open as much as about $1.50 lower. Of course, Home Depot, the big news here, CEO Bob Nardelli has in fact resigned. At last check, Home Depot was down by just about 3%, about 3% in the pre-market, and we'll continue to monitor that trade for you. Of course, Walmart news out yesterday as well. December sales ahead of expectations. Also, there was a report in the Wall Street Journal today that perhaps it will rethink the way it schedules shift workers so that it can allocate workers according to where there's the highest customer traffic across stores. Walmart could get a pop on the news of the better than expected December sales report. Also in the category of Dow components, we're also going to be watching shares of General Motors. Bank of America this morning cutting the stock to a sell from a neutral. The price target goes to $25 from $30 a share. The analyst at BofA says he expects declines in market share in the first half of 2007 despite a peak in the new product pipeline. They say that their top pick right now is in fact Honda Motor. And let's talk about this big chip call out of Goldman Sachs, because the crowd over there is of Micron. Micron, one of the stocks today, getting an upgrade out of Goldman Sachs, being raised to neutral from a sell, along with Texas Instruments. AMD, meantime, being cut to a sell. And in the chip equipment category, name the trades over on the NASDAQ. Applied Materials is also being cut to sell. And lastly, Neighbors looks like to be a big mover in today's session. Warns on the fourth quarter based on weakening gas prices. It now sees 95 cents to $1 a share. Analysts had been at $1.11, so it looks like Neighbors could be under some significant pressure. Now let's head over to Rebecca Jarvis. She's standing by at the NASDAQ market site.
Thanks, Melissa. The two big biotechs partnering up today, Amgen and Cytokinetics, partnering up on a heart drug failure drug, and Exelixis and Genentech also partnering up. Cytokinetics stock up a whopping 25.7% on the news. Amgen also up about 1%, and Exelixis up 2.8%. Also some news on Google and Earthlink. The Dow Jones reporting that they're very close to a deal on developing a San Francisco wireless internet network. The two stocks are both up on that news. Google up 1.1% and Earthlink up 2.8%. Two upgrades to talk about. Baidu up 2.8%. CIBC upgrading that stock, and Apple, the target getting raised there by Soleil, the target raised to 100 from 90. We're going to head now to the NYMEX with Sharon Epperson. Sharon.
Well, a new year, new price predictions. Most analysts that we've talked to are expecting oil prices to rise this year, although we are lower on the day right now. They're predicting that oil prices will be somewhere in the range between $60 and $65 a barrel due to a number of factors, namely the geopolitical products to watch. Now to Rick Santelli, who's standing by in Chicago. Rick, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and thank you, Sharon. Well, it might be the first day back for equity traders, but it's kind of the second day back for credit market traders, and they were welcome to a big surprise at 8:15 Eastern. Automated data processing, ADP, released a jobs number. The number was well below their expectations of over 100,000. Was sure it was watching anxiously as Fed funds for July priced up back over 50% for an ease. Now, will it come to be that many meetings out? It's a dicey proposition, but we watch everything. ISM at top of the 10 will be a big deal as well. Now back to the floor and our leader, Mark Haynes.
Thank you, Rick Santelli. Hey, before we go to commercial break, I want to show you some things that are new in the new year, and they're not good for the traders on the floor. observe there is no one here. This is an empty trading post. It was there was someone there before the year ended. The next post is also empty. Down farther, there are more empty posts. There are more empty posts over there. The reason is the hybrid market. A lot of this is going into electronic trading, and people are losing their jobs. And this is brand new, these people not being here on the first trading day of 2007. But the market has turned to the plus side, Dow up 48 points. When we return, Dylan, the commissioner, and his band of fast money men, and their assorted nicknames, will be along fresh from ringing the bell at the NASDAQ. Plus a double dose of Brian Gendro, investment strategist, ING Investment Management, and Brian Belsky, by golly, of Merrill Lynch, who wants you to think about barbells. You're watching Squawk on the Street here on CNBC.
Jeff Mackey, Tim Strazzini, Guy Adami, Dylan Radigan. Fast Money, weeknight starting Monday on CNBC.
We're back. Dory rang the opening bell just a few minutes ago. Now they're here with us, the Fab Five of Fast Money. The commissioner, the rabid chipmunk, and all the rest. Hey, Dylan.
Hello, Mark. Good morning to you. We rang the bell. The show's on the air 5 days a week. Starts on Monday, 8 p.m. prime time, Monday night, 8 o'clock from the NASDAQ in Times Square. And with that news out of the way, we actually have a trading market. I've got an energy trader watching weather prices, not real happy about what he sees. I got an options trader to my right, and a risk manager who's worried about prices in January. And I've got a former hedge fund manager who's
just happy to be here.
Just happy to be here.
As am I.
As is he, Mark.
Anybody there want to venture an opinion on what happened with Home Depot this morning and Bob Nardelli?
Yeah, Jeff, why don't you take that?
I think it makes all the sense in the world. I think they just wanted to move on, get a clean slate. End of the year, Nardelli was weighed down. It was going to be really hard to turn that company around, just in terms of the news flow, if nothing else, with all the attention being paid to the executive office. I think it's a good move for him. It makes sense. I think the stock goes higher.
First words out of Strazzini's mouth when we saw it come across the BlackBerry at the time was the stock goes up.
Yeah, easily. I think it for sure goes up. I mean, just out of instinct, he was definitely a liability for the stock. Again, having nothing to do with his managerial prowess or lack thereof, simply because he had become the focus, and that's what not what they need right now for Home Depot.
Was he forced out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, what else is he going to do?
Next question, Mark.
I agree, but I've been having a hard time getting anybody to say so.
No.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mark.
We'll be watching Fast Money. By the way, the Dow, while we were talking, has now reached a new intraday record high. We are at 12,550. And a reminder, you can catch the Fast Money 5 nights a week at the NASDAQ starting Monday, January 8th. They will be there at 8 p.m. right here on CNBC. As we've been telling you, 06 the best year for the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ, and Russell since 03. But can the market repeat in 07? Brian Gendro, investment strategist for ING Investment Management, joins us now to answer that very question. Brian, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Mark.
So what are the chances that we can have another great...
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Brian Gendro. Our morning call begins, top of the hour. La Liz, where were you yesterday?
Well, where was I?
I was in the studio looking forward to... and you weren't there.
I wasn't there, just chilling out, getting that last juicy bit of vacation. Thanks. Nice to see you, Mark. All things converge at the top of morning call. The all-important ISM manufacturing report. That's due out at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Of course, you've been talking about Home Depot's Bob Nardelli resigning. We'll talk more about that. We've got Leon Cooperman, who, of course, is a huge shareholder of Home Depot. He'll be joining us in the 11 a.m. Eastern time hour. And President Bush speaks live about tax cuts, the economy, and his plans for Iraq. We will take the president live. As Congress begins debating whether to raise the minimum wage, so do we. Does it harm the economy? And Morningstar rolls out the red carpet to announce the top super fantastic #1 fund managers of the year. Mark, I'll see you in just a few minutes.
I can't wait. Thank you, Liz. Up next, the Faber Report. Plus, can pumping iron, or at least understanding all the terminology, help you make money in the market in 07? Stick around to find out and bulk up with Brian Belsky, by golly. Squawk on the Street coming right back.
A stunning announcement this morning from Home Depot that its CEO and chairman, Bob Nardelli, out as of yesterday. A very quick exit for Mr. Nardelli and very much